Welcome back, everyone. This is Dark Silence from Dark Silence Reviews, coming at you with another second Extinction video. This was going to be covering the video I did non-commentary. I couldn't cover the commentary because of how many times I had to do it, but this is for the Precision Strike. I'm going to detail everything down to like the last possible thing I could possibly give to people. I want to make sure everybody has all the information and all the possible edges that they had to acquire the achievement. I will tell you this straight out. It was definitely one of the more grueling achievements. It's not easy because there's so much going on in the fight, and the T-Rex I feel like gets up a little bit too quickly. If you do not hit that perfect marker while it's down, it gets up. I swear it feels like under 15 seconds it gets up or something. It's nuts how quickly he gets up, or she. So first thing I want to cover here is what class I used. The hero I used was Rosie. Mostly because whenever I got hurt or something like that, it was to make sure that I had that middle skill, which was the repairs and the medic. So instead of having to pump in that extra little medic thing, you had that like constant charge of like free health. So when you got down to like 1 or 2 bars, you could just pop that and it would re-heal gradually until you were fully maxed out. So she's definitely one of the best classes. Not only that, because of the minigun. The next thing I want to, it's not like you don't really need it, but these are going to be the stats that you need on the gun to do the damage or whatever. This is what I was rolling with at the time. I haven't changed anything since, just for the achievement purposes here. I had handling at max, mostly because of the reload. I wanted the reload to be real quick, and the ammo capacity is definitely needed, because otherwise you're going to run out of the ammo that you have pretty quickly. It's not needed, I would say. It doesn't matter, but I had impact up to 2. It definitely helps take the Rex down quite a bit longer, like quite a bit easier, if you have that impact, and if you have a buddy. Now, when you have a buddy, I will say this, like if you're taking turns on achievements, I would recommend that the secondary person goes in with the same character if you can. You don't necessarily have to use the same character, but I would say this is what we were rolling with. We were rolling with double Rosie, so this way we both had our health up and everything like that. And he was pop-shotting after a while with just the pistol. Unfortunately, he didn't have everything unlocked, so he was only using the pistol. So this is going to be crucial, I think, because I think towards the end of my video of the last segment, he knocked off maybe like 3 to 4 pop shots with the pistol. Now the pistol does hardly any damage. I'm gonna have to ask if he was even shooting at the T-Rex towards the end, but the main thing you want to roll with is the Revolver. I didn't have it upgraded at all for any of the stuff. I did have upgrades unlocked, but I didn't actually acquire them, so I didn't really roll with anything like that. It's probably for the best, considering the Revolver is pretty strong on itself. The other thing to note is that, like, I popped off 3 shots, dropped in and called the airstrike, and then popped off the last 3. So it has to be pretty quick, and before you finish that 3rd shot, by then the drop was coming in, so it came right after the last shot. It was very perfect. It was literally precision. I found a way to take the Rex out of the cave. It turns out that all you need to do is make sure that the Rex when you're going into collecting the eggs, you need 3 eggs in total in order for it to start coming out and attacking you. After the 3 eggs, do not collect anymore, because you're going to be focused on not the mission for the eggs, but the T-Rex in general. The other thing I will note is I noticed somebody asked about the glitch. It does bug because I guess it aggroes one person, and it cannot register that there's multiple people going into that cave. You might be able to pull it off, but I think that's what bugs it out. It is not a finished game, so I expected some randomness, but I did find a workaround. It's not a perfect workaround, but it's a workaround nonetheless. You're gonna have to have one person only going in and collecting the eggs, and only one person. The other person has to stay outside the cave completely and not touch any of those carrier cases. Basically just go kill raptors or something around in the area until the T-Rex gets pulled out. That's very important. If not, it'll bug. It'll have like this invisible wall it'll keep running into and attacking like nothingness. It's really weird that gets pulled off. I'm sure they're gonna fix it, but it's not fixed right now. So this is what we're gonna have to deal with in order to work around and fix it. I don't know if they're gonna patch it within the next couple days or what, but that's something to keep in mind too. The next thing to keep in mind is it's going to be on the mission Vestige, and playing it on normal difficulty is probably your best shot. If you are going in with somebody else, I would recommend towards the end, after the T-Rex lets down its head, if after your drop you do not get the achievement, just leave it be. Let it get back up multiple times. Just let yourself recharge over and over and over and over again if you have to. This way you maximize the times and the tries you can do on one T-Rex. The other thing I want to mention is the feathering technique. I tried the feathering technique as well, where like you would drop the T-Rex and just kind of feather the minigun every so often, hitting its leg. That method did not work for me. It was always overshot by too much or overshot by too little, or I couldn't get it done solo. I needed somebody there at least to make a couple pop shots. It was a lot easier to drop the T-Rex with somebody around than not having somebody around. If you have 3 people around, you could drop it quicker. But this is what I would recommend. If you're rolling with 3 people that are trying to get the achievement, I would say for a while we were trying to drop 2 drops at the same time. The only thing is that like once you drop one, you have to watch it, because the drop will get blocked by your drop. So you got to be careful how you place the drops. If you manage to find enough time to get all 3 of you to drop it at the same time, you can kind of go with that algorithm where like you have one friend drop it first, another friend drop it second, then you drop it third, and whoever gets it first, and you guys can keep trying for the other 2 and not doing the drops. This way you can like get rid of whoever has the achievement and just have them there for moral support and backup damage. Especially if you're rolling with 3 people. This is one of the most frustrating achievements I have ever done, aside from a couple others, obviously like Halo and stuff like that. But this is definitely one of the ones that really got under my skin. I kid a lot of people not that like it was so frustrating that try right there, that last video that I had uploaded on YouTube. That was literally going to be my last try. I was going to be completely done with the game for a week after that. But I managed to get it on that try. The other thing I want to make sure I have as much information for you guys as possible on here on how to get it and what you're looking at. It's going to be tough because I felt like when I was playing solo, the damage would be a little bit more over distributed or something. I don't know if it was because I was using the minigun or if it was because I didn't use the revolver enough. All I know is that it took 6 shots of the revolver and then an instant drop right after the 6th shot on the revolver. It is going to be very tough to get that, but if you manage to get that, it's going to feel very like good. I don't have the cheer on hand, but you know the people I was playing with and that were in the party heard it. It was a pretty exciting moment. Now, after you get it for one person, I would say be careful because there's no guarantee everybody's going to be able to get it. I would say this achievement could take anyone anywhere from like 1 to 3 tries if you're really super lucky. And for others, it might take hours. And I mean like hours. I would say mine took at least 40 attempts solo, and then maybe like 10 attempts cooperatively, and multiple drops of the T-Rex to keep trying to get it to like get killed on the drop. We had a lot of issues with overkilling it. So like while we were doing the damage on the leg and the feathering and stuff, we got discouraged with that after a while because there was no way to gauge how much little tap damage you can do to it before that drop came down. So it just felt better to do it with the revolver. The revolver is definitely the way to go. But to each his own. If you manage to get it with the miniguns, like the feathering technique might work for you too, where you drop it after you do like two or three head flinches. It's head flinches sometimes if you want to take care of that, but you also got to watch. I think a couple people had noted that, especially my buddy, he said he didn't see the head flinching. So the head flinching is going to be a big issue if you can't see it on the servers. I don't know if it's the server or the game, but sometimes you can't register when the T-Rex is going to flinch its head while its head is like hovered down. When you shoot it in the throat a couple times with either the minigun or the revolver, its head's supposed to flinch, and if you can't see that, it's going to be hard to gauge how much damage you've done to it. But I've also had times where its head flinched 4 times and I dropped it on it and it still didn't die. So it feels very luck based sometimes. I feel like either the damage output is off, or maybe it's the server that's keeping the damage from showing up correctly at times. We did have a couple little weird lag issues where like one person would be running or walking and they would see them like backtrack on the server, and everybody has perfect connection. So it's either the game or the server. I cannot 100% give you a definite on that, but if we are having some kind of bullet lag, the best thing I can recommend for something like that is to like quit out everybody from the game, do the hard restart on the Xbox and see if it fixes the time lag, and if it doesn't, it might be a server issue. Remember, this game is still in some kind of beta, so that's a frustration we're gonna have to deal with during the time. If anybody has any other questions when it comes to the achievement or how to get it, I feel like I covered as much as I possibly could. I think the weapons are the most important thing. I don't believe that my secondary friend had the minigun upgraded at all, so I don't think he had any of these stats. I maxed out this gun already, so it definitely helps take it down, but once you take it down and you got to do that extra like drop damage, that's where you probably have to switch off of the miniguns anyways. But you could try going in that way. I'll have even more details because we're still going to attempt to try and get him the achievement as well. But the thing is that you can never guarantee if your buddies are going to get it and after you get it. So you got to bear that in mind, is that like you can be there for moral support when it comes to the achievement, And you could try as many times as you possibly can, but if they can't get the damage output right because of a server issue or bullet lag or anything like that, it's going to be real tough. But yeah, if there's any other questions, I'll try and cover it. If I missed anything, I feel like I got it all down. Just remember, like I said, Vestige, Rosie, miniguns. The damage output isn't, necessarily important, but I went with the reload. If you can do like the reload, it'll help you a little bit more. And then the ammo capacity is definitely good. Like I said, it's not needed, but definitely watch what you do. The other thing as well, I think I forgot to mention, is I used the Thumper. You can use any other supply drop you want, but the Thumper, it refreshes a lot more than the rest of them. So definitely use the Thumper, because I heard that if the Thumper does not only damage on the supply drop and it's still down and it does that electricity earthquake shock, it might actually kill it and it'll still count as a death kill from the sky. It's bugged out from what I hear. A couple people have gotten it that way that I talked to, but there's no guarantee also for that. I would definitely research the heck out of... I made sure to have the mistakes as well on my last video, because I wanted you guys to see that it's not something that you're going to get at the snap of the fingers. It's going to take some time, definitely a lot of patience, and a lot of frustration. Anyhow, hopefully this tips and hints helps you out a little bit. The other thing I think I forgot to note is go in with an ammo drop, not the ammo drop, not the strike, but the ammo weapon on the side, because it lets you throw down little ammo things and it'll help you keep your ammo up, especially during that time. Make sure you keep that revolver loaded for when the T-Rex drops. That is the most important thing. Have all 6 bullets in the chamber ready to go. 1, 2, 3, drop. 4, 5, 6, bam. You should have it right then and there. But if you don't, keep trying. I know that you're gonna get it. It's just, it's just gonna take some people a little bit more time and frustration, but it definitely feels good getting it once you get it. Anyhow, once again, thank you all for watching. That was a heavy tips and hints, and as many things I could possibly cover for that achievement in the guide. If you need some reference to my last video on how to get the achievement, so this way you can kind of research exactly what I did. But other than that, this is the most information I can give to you with the classes, the stats, and everything else. Definitely get the Revolver, the Thumper, and make sure you have that ammo loadout, and you should be good to go. Once again, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, and happy gaming, everyone. Good luck on your achievement, and I'm rooting for you.